Alrighty, so last week was a little better. A little better. I can live with it. 9-5 pick of winners, 8-6 against the spread. So for the season, I'm a little bit above 500 now for picking the winners, and we won't talk about against the spread. Not been the best year, which kind of mirrors me personally. So it's amazing how those things kind of go into hand in hand sometimes, isn't it? One kind of feeds the other, one problem kind of begets the other, so on and so forth. When you kind of get stuck in that rut in one place, it's amazing how that can kind of creep into everything else. And that doesn't make it okay. And if you allow it to be that way, then that's on you. I have to get out of this rut. Gotta get out of this rut. Thursday night was a good start, because I picked the Vikings to win, but said the Redskins were going to cover the spread. So there you go. Both of those things happened. Let's move on to the rest of the picks for week number 8. Man, we're almost halfway through the season already. That's insane. Starting off with the early Sunday matchups. You got the Seahawks traveling to Atlanta to take on a Matt Ryan-less Falcons team. I can't believe the Seahawks are only 8-point favorites when Matt Ryan's not playing. At least as the time of this recording, they're only 8-point favorites. I have to imagine the money will move more to Seattle and put this spread into double digits, wouldn't it? This is exactly the type of game that you would expect. Everything points in Seattle's favor, so they would go out there, as they're prone to do at times in the Pete Carroll era, and lay a fucking egg. But my God, the Falcons are done, and now they don't have their franchise quarterback. Give me the Seahawks minus the 8 all day long. You got the Eagles coming off of that hard blowout loss to the Cowboys on Sunday night, traveling to Buffalo to take on the 5-1 Bills. Hee hooray! The Bills 5-1 all day. It's not necessarily the prettiest, but 5-1 is 5-1, and hats off to the Bills for putting themselves in playoff position. And unfortunately for them, they play in the same division as New England. It's their only loss this year. Imagine if they weren't in that division. Just saying. Look at this matchup. This is a game that Philadelphia absolutely must have coming off of that embarrassing game last week. I think they figure out a way to get right. I think they can put up more points on the board than what Buffalo's going to be able to do, even though I don't really like the Eagles that much, and I think they themselves are very overrated. I will take the Eagles to win plus the 2 just because in part I'm trying to make up here. I'm not trying to play it safe. The Chargers travel to Chicago to take on the Bears in a game that both teams can feel right is a get-right type of game. I'll take the Bears minus the 3.5. The Giants travel to Detroit to take on the Lions, and what the hell are you going to get out of the Giants? What the hell are you going to get out of the Lions here? I'll pick the Lions to win, but I'll pick the Giants to cover the 6.5 points. Tampa travels to Tennessee to take on the Titans. You know what's crazy about this is there's no Mariota and Winston showdown unless Tannehill gets hurt, so that's a little bit depressing. Man, has that been that long? 2015 was the one time to play. So yes, we're on that four-year rotation. That's insane. Looking at this game, Tampa, last time we saw them, Jameis Winston was turning the ball all over London. And you look at the Titans, got to win last week. Tannehill was good enough. The Titans are 2.5-point favorites at home. I still don't have a lot of confidence in the Titans. I still don't know what to expect for them from one week to the next. I will take the Bucks to win plus the 2.5. You've got the Broncos traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Give me the Colts minus the 4.5. The Bengals, the winless Bengals, travel to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. You know, it's a big spread, but the Bengals are terrible. I'll take the Rams minus the 12.5, yes. The surprising Cardinals behind Kyler Murray and new head coach Cliff Kingsbury travel to New Orleans to take on the Saints and apparently a returning Drew Brees, which almost makes you wonder if this is going to be the best thing or if the Saints offense is going to struggle a little bit in his return game. I think that could certainly be possible, even though the Saints as a team are just really, really damn good anyways. I will take the Saints to win, but I will take the Cardinals to cover the 12.5-point spread. And then you've got the Jets traveling to Jacksonville. The Jags are 6.5-point favorites. The Jets coming off of an embarrassing blowout loss on Monday night to the Patriots. That's got to sting. I'll take the Jags minus the 6.5. Give me all of those. The late Sunday games, a sneaky, surprising good game, whereas you would have thought before the season it's going to be about the Browns and the Patriots. It's about the Panthers with Kyle Allen and the 49ers. Yeah. You know, if the Panthers win this game, then not only do you have to really start talking about them more, that officially should put to bed any discussion about bringing Cam Newton back in 2019. And that discussion probably should have already been put to bed anyways. Nonetheless, wanted to watch my Bears team trade form or some shit like that. Nonetheless, looking at this matchup, it's critical. You got two teams. The that defensively can get after it. I like the 49ers here. Give them the 49ers minus the 5. You got the Raiders traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. Interesting that the Raiders thought so little of Garyon Conley that they traded him to the Texans on the week that they are playing each other. That's a little mind-boggling to me. I mean, the Texans secondary stinks, don't get me wrong, but that's how little they thought about somebody. You trade him there the week that you're going to play him, so he's going to be able to give you defensive calls and everything else, and it's like they don't care. Interesting. I'll take the Texans minus the 6.5. And then we got the marquee late afternoon Sunday game, the Browns taking on the Patriots. Yeah. Why would you have any hope that the Browns are going to win this? Like, the way it stands right now, the Patriots are smashing all the bad teams that they're playing, and frankly, the Cleveland Browns are a bad football team. So give me the Patriots minus 11, and I don't blink and I don't look back. And if this becomes Baker Mayfield's signature game and they beat the Patriots in Foxborough, then so freaking be it. It's the first time he had a great game in 2019. Whoopity-doo. What does it all mean? The Sunday night game, you got the Packers traveling to Kansas City to take on the Matt Moore-led, I couldn't have been Patrick Mahomes, the Matt Moore-led Kansas City Chiefs. You know, sometimes you look at teams and they get fortune and they get good breaks and they get advantageous situations kind of fall into their lap. And for the Packers, you could make an argument that for a Chiefs team that just lost Mahomes, you know, this is a good time to get him. Now, the Chiefs did lose Mahomes in the game Thursday night against the Broncos and still boat race the Broncos, but the Broncos are not the Packers. The Packers are a different breed right now. I like the Packers to win this, but I do like Kansas City to keep it close, so I'll take Kansas City to cover the spread plus the 5. And then the Monday night game, oh my God. At least the NFL is doing something to let me know that I don't need to bother watching Monday night. The Dolphins traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. What really surprises me about it, I know some of you Steelers fans are going to get upset when I say that they're not a good team. You're going to be like, and they haven't been debated. Get real. And even if you want to say, you know what, they're technically not out of the race in their division, that is technically true. 14-point spread seems a bit generous. I'm surprised to see so much money movement on the Steelers. That said, the Steelers are definitely a better team, and they should definitely win this game. But since the Dolphins are starting Fitzpatrick, maybe he'll put up enough garbage time numbers that they can cover some of that spread. So give me the Steelers to win, give me the Dolphins to cover the 14, and give me an excuse to not watch Monday Night Football, and the NFL has definitely done that.